Next thing is sort of sticking back to the topic of college students or people very early on in their career when they're
Yeah.
thinking about building a career in a particular field, right? You also started off primarily doing more B2B work, especially when the NGOs were
Hmm.
talking about some companies as well, right? Whether it was marketing or whether it was development for them. So you started off B2B, but then you moved more into the consumer tech space and working with
Yeah.
directly
Yeah.
with customers and building it for them. So a lot of people want to understand what is it about their personality that they need to understand, which is there anything that makes them fit better into the B2B segment to work in the B2B segment and with clients or in the B2C segment with consumers? So what would you say is like uh, personality traits and just your
Yeah.
preferences that affect this whole thing and the learnings as well, right? So let's do both B2B, B2C. You can cover both of them together and how is it different
Hmm.
for each of them in terms of a person's character? So yeah.
And Pawan, is this question coming mostly from a college student?
Yeah, college student plus
College student.
early on in their career, anyone,
Huh.
1 2 years experience max.
Got it. Uh, the best way to find this out is like I mentioned, you can try experimenting a lot of things. Try getting an internship in a B2B firm. You don't have to get a product internship. Try getting any kind of even a sales intern as a design intern or some
Hmm.
intern just to see how a B2B operates.
Hmm.
So you have a very clear picture on what is B2B, how it operates.
Hmm.
And next is try getting an internship in a B2C uh, company.
Hmm.
So now you have both with you, or you can also try B2B2C, D2C, which is direct to customer.
Yeah.
You have to start experimenting all this. Take like a 1 month internship, which is something that I did. Like
Hmm.
I started interning right from my second year of college. So intern at a lot of companies. It can even be a small company, right? And B2B, B2C, they have their own way of functioning. Say for example, B2B would be would have like a longer the business metrics, the retention metrics, the way you engage with the customers
Hmm.
would be totally different from what a B2C product does. And again, in B2C, there are different type of personas, right? So which type of persona is it tier one city? Is it a college student? Is
Hmm.
it like a young audience or older audience? Or if you or there are other products for India too, where are you targeting tier two, tier three cities?
Hmm.
So you have to really like to know all this, you have to like put yourself out there.
Hmm.
So there is not one answer that fits all of you, like
Hmm.
all of them, right? That's something that you have to do. And again, it depends on the career goals as well, right? Growth related problems is the most common in the B2C market because it's very competitive, right? Like growth, because there's a set of audience out there who may not have the awareness of the product that you're building. You have to build that awareness, make them consider your product, build that intent, and slowly start using your product and make them continue using your product over your competitors, right?
Hmm.
So these are different these are different type of challenges. When you come to the B2B space, it's mostly into product. So you have to learn about what is product led growth, what is freemium model, how do you have to price it, and like what features to introduce into your product, and say like how how do we monetize it, and how do we make clients stick to your product. So these are different kind of problem for B2B.
Hmm.
So B2B is mostly like product, and you need to know your customer very well, and B2C is mostly you have to know consumer, their psychology, and
Hmm.
all this. Right. So the best thing to start is start interning, or
Hmm.
start reading this about B2B. Start checking the websites, right? How do they like how each websites look and feel might look different. Again, in B2B, are you looking at say which domain? Like is it a fintech B2B? Is it into a consumer tech B2B? So you have to niche down into all that.
Yeah. So I think from what you said, I think it's not really about core traits and personality traits as much, right? It's a lot more about
Hmm. Yeah,
experimenting and finding what the answer is and which you just like doing. So I think
exactly.
it's much simpler that way, and you don't have to probably dig too deep into who you are as a person and what sort of field this thing. Just find out from experience. I think that's like sort of the best way to go about it.
Yeah,
And
just adding one more thing.
yeah, go on.
Yeah, just adding one more thing to it. Don't get into, yeah, don't get like, it's better not to get into this jargons, B2B, B2C, all that, right? Look at the kind of problems that you are interested to solve. If you're interested in building products that would help another company, then it's B2B.
Hmm.
And if it's for any specific domain, then it's like, I want to say I want to build for X domain and for solve Y kind of problems in this for this kind of businesses. So
Hmm.
you, or say I want to solve, say like I want to solve for financial inclusion, then you have to work for a B2C fintech.
Hmm.
Or say you want to build financial products, then B2B fintech.
Hmm.
So that's the kind of look at the problems that excites you, and then from there on you can start working on either it's B2B, B2C domain.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
I think
can't start from B2B or B2C and then
yeah.
figure out.
That's very valid, I think. Yeah. Focusing on the problem to solve instead. Yeah. That's fairly
Yeah.
insightful.